So these are the topics which are related to the payroll. The first one is Canada payroll taxes, garnishments, record of employment, PD7A, or TD1 form, and how the year-end reconciliation process is one of the main aspect of Canada payroll and US payroll. So, if you're going for any project or any Canada payroll interview or US payroll interview, then they will definitely have you a question on year-end reconciliation process. How do you do that? And definitely they will ask you some questions related to the year-end, like when does the notes comes, and how do you apply those SAP notes and stuff like that. And we have a different legislation for revenue Quebec, so we'll cover the topic as well, and I will discuss about what is workers' compensation and Canada payroll info types and tables related to Canada payroll, and we'll go over the Canada payroll processing in the next few weeks. Can you hear me clearly now?
Yes, I can understand. That's fine.
Okay. So in the training, I will today I will just give you an overview of the topic, so that just to give you an overview. In Canada payroll taxes, we'll discuss about how many types of taxes do we have, and what are the technical wage types that will be used, and which wage types would be applied, will come under the different taxes. Like for example, we have regular taxes, we have non-periodic taxes, we have lump sum taxes. So we'll discuss it further in detail about the rules and regulations behind them. CPP, discuss about what is CPP, and at what time the CPP eligibility expires, and what's the current rate, and why do we contribute CPP? Is it an employer contribution only, or it's both employer and employer contribution? And EI, we'll discuss about EI as well, like what is the purpose of EI, and which tables define the EI rates, and what is the purpose behind EI. And so these are the few topics, but today I would give you an overview of record of employment, the complete overview, because I think that's what I've been told. Like, you're looking for record of employment training as well, specific to record of employment. So I thought
to be honest, not specifically record of employment. I mean, like, that was one of the things which came in earlier, but I mean, like, taxes, if you can give me an overview on the taxes, that should be fine. If you want to give an overview of the record of employment, that should be fine. I mean, like, it's up to you.
Okay, sure. So try accessing system. So record of employment, we'll discuss about record of employment first. For Canada payroll taxes, I need the system access for sure to give you a walkthrough on what functions and how the mapping is done. So I cannot just talk about it. It would make more sense if you have if you have a system in front of us. So for the record of employment, I will give you an overview of what is record of employment. Record of employment holds the history of an employee. And it's an important document for him to be eligible for EI. So, for example, if the employee leaves the company, then he can apply for EI, which is called the insurable earnings. So to be eligible for that, there are some calculations which Service Canada makes, and to determine how much EI an employee should get paid. So the record of employment is issued when employee is having an interruption of earnings for continuously for 7 days, and and then it should be issued in the first 5 days of the in the first 5 calendar days. Okay, and um, like we do have um, block by block instructions in SAP. How to what do you mean by block 15C, block 15B, and block 15C is something important, like it holds the insurable hours and stuff like that. And what else? Service Canada. So this is the website, Masood. Like you can access this website anytime, and this website holds the record of employment process and its eligibility when an RA should be issued, and stuff like that. So this holds like serial number. What is serial number, and why do you need serial number? So when you issue an ROE, a serial number. When you issue an ROE in SAP, serial number won't be there. But when you upload that XML file to Service Canada, a serial number gets generated, and you need to load back that serial number into SAP again. So serial number will help you to track down how many ROEs has been issued to the employee, and also in case of an amended ROE has to be issued, then what system will do is like it will check whether a serial number exists. If a serial number exists, then it will try to generate an amended ROE and not a new ROE. Okay, and this employer's payroll reference number, this is optional, and it's mostly blank for most of the employers. But this employer's name and address, CRA, payroll account number, and pay period type, whether it's a bi-weekly or weekly, monthly, and employer details, and this would be employee social insurance number, and employee name and address. So when did the employee started working? So what was the first day he worked, and what was the last day he got paid? So so this would help them to determine, like, since for how many days employee is sitting idle, like with no employment or stuff like that, and in which period he got paid, and how many insurable hours that he has. So if it's a bi-weekly, then you'll take an average of you'll submit 14 bi-weekly pay period hours, and same with the earnings as well. You'll be submitting 14 bi-weekly insurable earnings, and how these insurable earnings are defined, and where is the mapping done in SAP. I will show you once we have the access of it. And reason for issuing this ROE, the reasons could be like employee can resign, so that's the one's called resignation, or if he's moving up for higher studies, or did company fired him. So those reasons will be covered in this. So for example, layoff, and end of contract, end of school year. There are multiple reasons that you can select. And separation payments. So these, this is another important aspect. So, for example, when the employee gets laid off, then in most cases they get a separation payment called vacation pay, mostly, or some other earnings like big bonus payments and stuff like that. If he's getting severance pay, then that would be reported under Block 17C, and these earnings will be the part of the pay period one earning as well as it will be reported separately in Box 17C, showing that what is the reason of this extra payment that is being made to the employee. And this is how it looks like. I told you, right? You will be reporting for bi-weekly, you will be reporting for almost 14 pay periods, and for weekly it's 24, and for monthly I think it's 12. So this is the Block 15C, and so in the pay period one, for example, if employee got $2,000 as vacation, and the $525 is regular pay, then this amount will be 2,525. Yeah, and the Box 17 see, it will separately show as $2,000. So it will just give a breakdown of what amounts it's holding in this pay period. Okay, is that clear, Masoor, or do you have any questions?
I'm fine with that. I mean, like, these are the basic understandings which I had. I was more, to be honest, looking from the system perspective, but system is not there. So, I mean, like, that's fine. It's okay.
Okay. So that's pretty much about ROE. And from the ROE, from system perspective, we can talk about
No, I mean, like, see, the process of ROE, I am sort of aware of. Similarly, from the taxation purpose, I am aware of like the business numbers and how the year-end reconciliation is done, and like what sort of things we have to look for, like on what sort of changes are made. The thing I am looking towards is more like, the system changes, what like and how to configure the system in its entirety, and I mean, like, it's more from the configuration perspective than anything else. So I mean, like, even from the year-end reconciliation, I know that there are tables which we do need to update from the wage type perspective, because like there are wage types which come out every year, if not every year. I mean, like, there are wage type changes which we need to make, mapping changes which we need to make for from the text form perspective. So I mean, like, I am aware, for example, from PCR perspective, that is why I guess from payroll PCR, Canadian payroll PCR perspective, this is one of the things which I'm really lacking, I believe, at this time. So I mean, like, I need understanding of those things. So yeah, I mean, like, but you don't have the system at the moment, so I can't complain for now. But yeah.
okay. So you're working as an support consultant, functional consultant, or as an end user? Just for my clarification.
No, right now I'm not working. But I worked as a support person for Canadian Payroll. I was on a contract with Scotia, and I was on a contract with RBC as well. So I mean, like I did I did look at their systems, and I did do not the update, but the testing of the system and stuff like that. I manage their testing mainly in most of the cases for the year-end reconciliation activities. So yeah. But like because I had the basic understanding of payroll from back then, so I know stuff. Plus the processes from the year-end testing perspective, I need to know the processes. So processes I know, but how to configure those processes, that's where I believe I'm lacking.
Okay, okay, got it. Let me pull up one document. I had a the configuration of ROE. Back in time. Let me try to find it. Give me a second, and I'll just try to show you something.
Sure.
So this is the configuration document that I've made in the past. It's one for one of my client. I have they switched from the laser printing ROE to Roi Workbench. So this document, a little bit covers about um, the configuration area of Roi Web. So if you go to the scroll right, in the scroll you will go to Payroll Canada, then and then you will go to reporting statistics. Under reporting statistics, yeah, we have this record of employment. So therein we have all these steps. So basically, you would go step by step configuring these items. So first we have is the CRA business numbers. So we'll main the business numbers will already get, because business number gets configuration in other table. So those business number will get defaulted. Here, but you just need to add the port like 001, 002, and 003, stuff like that. And you can define the ROE contact person details. So in the ROE screen, when you're trying to generate an ROE, you will see under, you will see the contact details in block 16, 21, 22. So if you configure this item, then it will get defaulted. Let me see if I capture this screen. And so getting back to this one, so basically, if you configure this area, then it will default who is the ROE information. Okay, and this area, we do the mapping of the reason code for issuing an ROE, and here we map of the action types, like it's termination, retirement, or it's a layoff. So we do that mapping in this section, and then maintain an absence and attendance types for issuing an ROE. So we would map what are those absences that would help us figure the ROE. So that is done here, and we'll do the mapping of maintain other payments or benefits, block 17. So this is table T596I. So when we get into it, it will take you to the table T596I, where you would map the wage types, the vacation wage types, or any other the each payment wage types, basically like non-periodic wage types like bonuses and stuff will be added in this block 17. And this is a feature, feature to default the 24 work. purpose. Anyways, I will give you an overview, but I don't recall like why did I add the screen here. But I think it basically defaults the admin information for the ROE. And, so as I told you, right, like the this is the first invariant, define the business number. So basically, it auto populates everything. So we just make sure that it's correct and right in the sense, and then we define the payroll administrator contacts, and the next thing is the action types. Like in resignation, we had a few action types, like leave the company, fire, termination of positions. So we do that mapping here, and these are the codes. So basically, these we get this list from Service Canada. So these are the codes determined by Service Canada. So we'll make sure that it gets linked properly, because we cannot play around with these codes. So we need to make sure that these codes are being aligned as per the registration. Okay. And absence codes, again, like in the absence code, we'll do the reason code mapping. So this section is again taken from Service Canada website. Okay, and which absences would help us trigger the ROE, then those absences are configured here as well. So basically, you need to add those absences here and then map it to the appropriate reason code. Okay, and so this is T596I table, where you would do the box 17 mapping, like what wage types should be added to box 17, like severance pay, bonus, vacation pay. So those that configuration is done here. And then this section talks about the ROE file path. So this we can configure this field, configure this area so that it defaults the file path location in the ROE web screen. Okay, and how do we do that? We'll get into it extensively when we start doing the configuration. And this is the ROE schema. And the ROE schema, like again, we can default the ROE schema version and everything here. So whenever you try to generate an XML file, this information, these three tables information will get defaulted. So you don't need to enter manually when you're doing that. Yeah, that's pretty much about ROE.
Okay. No, thank you. I guess it helps a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So for this one, yeah, very fun. I just added a company code for this program. So basically, this program was initially not eligible for Canada Payroll. So I just updated this pin feature and added the company code CBRM to link the ROE program. That's it. To activate the ROE program. And What else? Do you know how to generate an ROI and stuff like that?
Sorry?
Do you know how to generate an ROE?
Generation of ROE I've never done, but I mean, like, it's I haven't done that. No.
Okay. So it's it's a pretty quick, easy process. But if you're doing for the huge amount of employees, then it's time consuming. But if you're just doing for one employee, then it's an easy process. Basically, you will run the program wide open to see, for whom the ROE has to be issued. So when you run it wide open, then it would give you a list of the employees for whom it has to be run, and it basically creates a run. So what you would do is you would um, you would select that run, and then you would set the process to complete. You will use that run and generate a mag media file. So mag media file is get generated through an ROE schema, and this is again the ROE schema is on the Service Canada website, so you can download it from there, and you have to save it on your desktop. So um, using that ROE schema, you would generate the mag media file, take that file, upload it onto the Service Canada website, and that website once you upload it successfully, it would give you a serial number. You would take those serial number file and upload back into the um, SAP. And, that's pretty much, it would complete the ROE process. You would mark it as completed.